Hey, it's been a while. I'm sorry. I guess this is what I should say. I don't know. Today I want to talk about changes I've made to the combat system of Kanpeki. I've noticed that most survival horror games have a very slow and boring combat. They don't feel engaging, you just spam the attack button until whatever you're fighting is dead. I understand that the goal of these games is to make the player character feel weak, but games like Hunting Grounds or Fatal Frame have proven to me that you can make a character feel weak without having your combat to be slow and repetitive. While fighting enemies in Kanpeki, I want the player to feel stressed. I want them to feel cornered by unrelenting brutes that are trying to take them down. I want them to understand and outsmart each enemy and not just Donfrey versus Yoshihiro Takayama their way through the game, shrugging off every hit by healing. Talking about healing. What a great transition. Nice, good job me. I've also changed the way you refill your drinks in the game. In the demo, you could just go to the convenience store and refill your big gulp for free, with the only downside being that it would make every enemy in the level respawn, which led to players ignoring all the enemies the second time around. So now, enemies don't come back. They are harder to kill, but once you get them, they stay down for good. Also, no more free refills. You will have to pay to get soft drinks with money you find in the level. About the enemies, they have now more health, forcing the player to have to reload mid-fight instead of reloading after every fight, which was just tedious. In addition to that, enemies won't stop anymore when they hit you, they can just hit and run at the same time. They also won't play a stun animation right away when you hit them. In the demo, enemies had a stagger cooldown, which means that you would have to wait a little bit before hitting them again, otherwise it won't play the hurt animation and the enemy would just tank the hit. There was no visual cue to let you know that they were ready to get hit again, which felt frustrating. It also slowed down the fights a lot, because players would just back up until they felt like the enemy didn't have a stagger protection anymore, which was very boring to play. Now, each enemy has a defined amount of hits they can take before playing a longer stun animation. And there's also a visual cue letting you know if your next swing will stun them. Hoshi has also been a bit modified. She will now be able to attack while moving, and I've added a dash ability to her even though I'm not quite sure if it's going to stay or not. It might feel too unrealistic and too video game-ish, too gamey, too arcade-like. I don't know, I hope I'm clear. I think all of these changes will make the game's combat more dynamic and scary. I want players to avoid fights with enemies not because fighting them feel like a chore, but more because they're just scared of dying, really. Anyways, I hope this video helped clarify my choices behind reworking the combat system of the game. I swear that it won't take me 8 months to make another video. But if I take too much time anyways, know that you can always check out Twitter or join our Discord server for updates on the game's development. I usually just post short videos about new stuff on the game with cool thumbnails, so make sure to check it out.